Hello, my name is Dr. Richard Lemon. I'm co-science advisor to the Asbestos Disease Awareness Organization. I'm here today to present the Tribute to Unity Award to the International Association of Firefighters. The firefighters mean a whole lot to so many people, and they rely upon the firefighters to protect them. The ADAO is so pleased to have the International Association of Firefighters join us in contributing their efforts to help us ban asbestos throughout the United States. And it's my pleasure to present the award to the president of the International Association of Firefighters, Mr. Edwin Kelly. Mr. Kelly, on behalf of the Asbestos Disease Awareness Organization, please accept this year's award of tribute and unity to the International Association of Firefighters, and we look forward to working many, many more years alongside the International Association to get rid of one of the major hazards that you face in your job day after day. Thank you.
It is my honor to accept the Tribute of Unity Award on behalf of the International Association of Firefighters. The IAFF is the union dedicated to protecting firefighters in the communities our members took an oath to serve. With partners like the Asbestos Disease Awareness Organization, we're tackling deadly toxins head on. Fire isn't the only threat we face on the job. Hidden threats like asbestos have lasting consequences. Firefighters are regularly exposed to airborne asbestos fibers, making us 200 times more likely to develop related diseases like mesothelioma or cancer of the lungs, larynx, or ovaries. Dozens of firefighters die needlessly every year due to asbestos. That's why we push forward. We have work to do. More than 70 countries ban asbestos. The United States must do the same. The IAFF supports the Alan Reinstein Ban Asbestos Act now because no one should be exposed to toxic, deadly carcinogens. Thank you for recognizing the IAFF's commitment to the fight. And Linda, thank you for all your work raising awareness about asbestos-related disease. I know for you, it's a true labor of love. And through this fight, you're ensuring Alan's death was not in vain. Working together, we know we can create a safer world for our firefighters in the communities we proudly serve.
Greetings. I am Stephen Markowitz, occupational medicine physician and member of the ADAO Scientific Advisory Board. The Tribute of Inspiration Award is given for unwavering commitment to ending the scourge of asbestos in the United States. This year, it is rightly given to the AFL-CIO. The AFL-CIO was there at the beginning of OSHA, pushing for the creation of OSHA, pushing for the first emergency temporary standard restricting asbestos use and exposure in the early 1970s. The AFL was there in 1989 when the EPA attempted to ban asbestos, and the AFL-CIO is there today, still working on the ban of asbestos. Happily, our friend and colleague, Rebecca Reindell, who is Director of Occupational Safety and Health for the AFL-CIO, is here today to accept this award. Rebecca?
Thank you, Dr. Markowitz. On behalf of the AFL-CIO, thank you to ADAO for this award. The AFL-CIO and its unions have been in the asbestos fight for many decades to make sure that the U.S. bans new uses once and for all, and to protect workers in this country who work around so-called legacy asbestos every day throughout our old buildings and our infrastructure. These are our insulators, who used to be known as the asbestos workers, and all of the trades workers, and our first responders, our utility workers, our maintenance workers, our workers in old school buildings, old healthcare facilities, and manufacturing plants, and so many more. ADAO has been there right alongside organized labor when we fight for these critical protections, and we will continue to work together to pass important bills and regulations to eliminate asbestos and to mitigate existing exposures to it so that we can safeguard our families and our communities. This award is for all of those who have lost someone exposed to asbestos just because they were making a living. And for all of the unions who ensure their members have safety protections on the job and can come forward about exposures on the job without repercussions. And it's for all the workers who have fought for decades and who are still fighting for a basic right, the right created by laws in this country so that people could come home safe and unharmed at the end of every work shift. Let's keep fighting to make that a reality. Thank you so much again.
My name is Christine Oliver. I'm honored to be here today to present the Tribute of Hope Award to the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network for their ongoing and steadfast commitment to the recognition, prevention, and elimination of asbestos-related cancers.
Greetings from the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network, also known as ACS CAN's volunteers, our CEO, Dr. Karen Knudsen, and our president, Lisa Lacasse, this evening to all in the hallowed halls of the AFL-CIO. We thank you for your time, your energy, and your advocacy. Since 1913, the American Cancer Society's mission is to improve the lives of people with cancer and their families. The American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network, for the last 2 decades, seeks evidence-based legislative solutions that lower the burden of cancer for everyone. Asbestos is a known carcinogen that kills nearly 40,000 Americans every year. The United States is the only Western nation not to ban asbestos. ACS CAN supports H.R. 2402, S1069, also known as the Alan Reinstein Ban Asbestos Now Act, which is a comprehensive commercial ban on the import and the use of asbestos in the United States. This legislation protects all Americans, especially vulnerable workers, disadvantaged communities, first responders, and children. In other words, those who are most likely at risk of exposure to asbestos. We are proud to team up with our colleagues in this fight, the International Association of Firefighters, as well as the Asbestos Disease Awareness Organization. So, on behalf of the thousands of ACS CAN volunteers, our CEO, Dr. Karen Knudsen, our president, Lisa Lacasse, our state and local grassroots managers, we humbly and happily and respectfully accept the 2023 Tribute of Hope Award from the Asbestos Disease Awareness Organization. In the words of former Congressman John Lewis, we must never become bitter or hateful. We must always remain optimistic and hopeful. The fight to lower the burden of cancer for everyone is the fight of a lifetime. Thank you.
It is truly an honor and a great joy to introduce this year's Irving J. Selikoff Awardee for the Asbestos Disease Awareness Organization. Dr. Henry Anderson, known to his friends as Andy, has been a leader in the field of studying the hazards of asbestos, adding to the literature, and doing so much more. I had the privilege of getting to know Andy when we were both training with Dr. Selikoff in the mid-1970s. So we've been friends and colleagues for a very long time. Andy has published important work in the area of asbestos, including studying the effects on household exposure. But importantly, he's also worked at the federal level, looking at asbestos issues for government committees, and has been active in his home state of Wisconsin as a occupational epidemiologist and working as an epidemiologist in the state, and has also continued to serve for many years for other important CDC committees. So it is with great joy and pleasure that I introduce as this year's Irving J. Selikoff Awardee, Dr. Henry Anderson.
Thank you very much, Arthur, for your kind words of introduction. It gave me an opportunity to think back over the years that we've all worked together on all sorts of different issues. And again, the ADAO group has been one of those organizations that's hung in there dealing with the asbestos issues as they developed over time. I was just remembering back to when I first went to start my research work with Dr. Selikoff in 1973, and we sat down, or I sat down with him to go over what am I going to do during my 3 years of residency. And he basically kind of went through what it means, or what he saw, what it meant to be a research scientist as well as a clinician. And then one of the key things that he raised with me is he said, if you really want to get into prevention and occupational environmental medicine, you have to not just do the research, find the problems, publish them for your colleagues to read, and then move on to something else. You really need to do the follow through to see that something happens, to utilize the data and the research you develop. So early on in the first weeks as I was there, he said, and much research begins with clinical observation. And at that point, he handed me a folder on a young woman, a daughter of a UNARCO worker who had developed mesothelioma. That was the start of my interest in household exposure and environmental exposures to asbestos, which throughout the years I've continued to work and research on. But he also said, well, you really need to understand what the legislative business is and how rules and regulations are made. And he actually sent me for 3 weeks out to Washington to work with Shelley Samuels and the AFL-CIO as they were finalizing the work on the OSHA asbestos regulations. And I really learned on the sausage process and worked very closely to see how the union individuals and Mr. Samuels moved forward on that legislation. And since that time, again, Dr. Selikoff said, you really need to be involved with the regulatory community. It's not always fun. It's not always gives you advancement in an academic or other type of work that the research publications would do. But rather, he said, you need to be involved. And since that time, I've actually been involved with volunteering for various committees and served on many of the research review committees for EPA, CDC, Department of Labor, and others, and National Academy of Sciences, looking at a variety of occupational and environmental issues, and specifically asbestos. Began with the OSHA regulation in 72, 73, and now I'm involved. The last one was with the SAC committee on the by EPA TSCA review for the what has turned out, fortunately, to be only version 1 of their approach to asbestos on the environmental side. And now we're into version 2 that will come up for review shortly. So it's been involved throughout the time, and I got to really give great praise to ADOA and especially their pushing of the Alan Reinstein Ban Asbestos Now Act over the years to begin to realize that we really need to move the U.S. forward. We've addressed a lot of the issues, but there are many that are still out there, and cases continue to occur that need technical scientific support. And I have to say, I'm really proud to have been selected by ADOA for the Selikoff Award in 2023. And I look at the list of prior awardees, I really feel honored to be included with some of the great names, including yourself, Arthur, on that list of who have had the reward. So I'm really pleased to be included with all those great minds and researchers, as well as advocates for workers and both environmental and occupational health. So once again, thank you very much for giving me the award. And I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to be in Washington to talk with everybody and have dinner and enjoy the conference this year. and meet with some of the old guard that have been around a long time. Thank you very much.
I am so excited today to present Chris with the Alan Reinstein Award. And Chris, Emily and I don't take this award lightly at all. I met you by way of Twitter in a time of technical difficulty with a resolution, a bill being introduced, Global Asbestos Awareness Week, and just basic, can I click my site and do a blog? And I kept getting error after error. Sometimes you don't know what to do and you just put the ask out there. And I think I did, probably with a message to Twitter, the Twitter gods. But lo and behold, you surfaced. You introduced yourself. You were so kind and so nice. At first, I didn't trust you. Why would this young, talented man who has children want to help me with ADAO? And you fixed the first problem and you didn't go away. And then you helped me with the second issue and you didn't leave me. And little by little, through the different issues and problems, it was all in 4 weeks. Our friendship started like a small sprout and has evolved into such a mighty oak, not to sound corny, but you are just that person. You're authentic, you're genuine, you're smart, you're compassionate, and you're part of my family. So it's with supreme honor that we award you with Alan's Award. It's meant to show people who possibly were impacted by asbestos or mesothelioma, such as a family or a patient. But I've learned a long time ago, after 20 years of this work, it's also those who come to the center of the circle with something to offer to make it better for all. And you're just that man. So it is my sincere pleasure to recognize you, Chris, with the Alan Reinstein Award. Emily?
Yeah, congratulations, Chris, and thank you so much for your continued support. You've come on like a family member to support ADAO and my mom, and made ADAO even stronger and supported us through so many challenging times. And excited to see what else you're able to support on in the future. So thank you for all that you've done and all that you will do. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm honored to receive this award. It means so much to me because I know how much it means to both of you. I know that the life of your husband and father is carried on through this award in many ways. His essence, his very nature, his personality is hopefully carried forward. And just getting to hear stories about him, I was moved. And you know, sometimes you are given an accolade and it's wonderful. But when you're given something that is in the spirit, in the nature of someone who is as influential and meaningful as Alan was and is, it's especially powerful, and it's truly meaningful to me, to my family, to my wife Jenna, and our children Elsie and Meyer. I've been able to share with them stories about all of you and about what ADAO is doing. I've been able to use it to teach my children about the government. And Linda, you sent a lovely book to my children, helping them to understand that as well. And, you know, we have all become family, and ADAO is doing really important work in a time where people are putting aside important work to stand on one side of an aisle. And I think that you are truly trying to change things, and you're focused on that change. And so it's an honor to be a part of this, to accept this award, and I'm just grateful for your friendship, truly.
Well, I'm thinking onward to the White House. That's kind of where my head's at. You wouldn't be surprised. And Emily and I look forward to welcoming the entire Carberg family when we get to go to the White House. And you know what? I'm optimistic, and I think it will happen. Congratulations on accepting the Alan Reinstein Award.
Thank you so
So
much.
deserving.
Congratulations.
Thank you both.
Good afternoon, Marty. I am so delighted to have Emily and I meet you and talk about your great work, and also award you with the Alan Reinstein Award. You have been working on the history of asbestos for so long, in loving memory of your father, Fred. A lot of us turn away after we've had a diagnosis in our family or lose a loved one. And this award is really meant for someone who doesn't turn away, but continues the fight for civil justice and to really bring truth to this issue so we can end the man-made disaster. Your work with history is absolutely incredible. And on your website, I think you say it so well, where history meets knowledge, be informed. Emily and I would always say, education saves lives. Emily and I have been doing these awards, gosh, for almost 20 years. Emily, do you want to share anything about Dad's award with Marty?
I just want to say congratulations, Marty, and thank you for all the incredible work that you do. Obviously, asbestos has impacted you personally, and you've gone on to make such an impact in the lives of many others. So this is well-deserved, and we say congrats.
Emily, thank you very much. I very much appreciate the award. I would first like to thank Linda and Emily both, and let them know how much they are appreciated by so many for their work involving asbestos. Their deceased husband and father, Alan, and their efforts to bring sanity and order to eliminate the importation of asbestos into the United States. Linda is a star, and I'm proud to call her a friend. Next, I would like to thank the Asbestos Disease Awareness Organization, ADAO, for its leadership and continual efforts in the halls of Congress to pursue the Alan Reinstein Ban Asbestos Now Act, seeking a comprehensive ban on asbestos imports and use in the United States. The ADAO brings together a distinguished group of professionals in support of such efforts. The Alan Reinstein Award recognizes my endeavors to educate, advocate, and support those involved in the asbestos-related industries by creating weekly blogs, my website at www.theasbestosblog.com, and providing assistance on asbestos history without charge to those who ask, whether those who are suffering, attorneys, or asbestos professionals looking for historical uses of asbestos as they perform their inspections. I'm fortunate to share the 2003 award with Chris Carberg, who's focused on helping those suffering along with their caregivers. My father passed from mesothelioma at the age of 54 in 1981. Although that may seem like a long time ago for some, I think of him often. I understand the raw pain of those losing loved ones today and those who will lose them tomorrow to this terrible disease. And I urge those seeking laws and research to support the protecting of workers and curing the disease to continue their endeavors as long as it takes. Whether focusing on injuries in the United States and other advanced countries, or as my last thesis discussed, how asbestos impacts shipbreaking laborers in less developed countries such as Bangladesh, we have a chance to make a difference. In summary, and as a conclusion, let's make it happen. Within that calling, we include Congress with our request to stop the insanity and urge them to save lives by passing the Alan Reinstein Ban Asbestos Now Act. The United States is now the only Western industrial nation that doesn't ban the importation and use of asbestos, while at the same time, the studies show that those countries with complete import bans experience fewer cases of mesothelioma. Thank you very much.
Marty, thank you. As I often write, history is a great teacher to those who listen, and I hope everyone will continue to listen to you and to read your blogs with the history that confirms what we know, that asbestos is a known killer and there's no safe level of exposure. So from the bottom of our heart, from the Reinstein women, we say congratulations, Marty, on being the 2023 Alan Reinstein Award recipient. Congratulations.
Thank you. The honor is all mine, and I appreciate the effort you guys have put into it. So thank you.
Congratulations.
Hello, I'm Ellen Costa, and as a board member of the Asbestos Disease Awareness Organization, I'm honored to recognize Simmons Hanley Conroy as our platinum sponsor for generously supporting ADAO's education, advocacy, and community efforts. Thank you for standing with asbestos victims and the nation for increasing asbestos and mesothelioma awareness and prevention. I want to express our heartfelt thanks to the Simmons Hanley Conroy firm. Your unwavering commitment to our cause supports our efforts and fuels our determination to fight for justice and shape a better future. We look forward to working together in the years to come.
Hello, ADO family. I'm Todd Adamitis, Chief Operating Officer with Simmons Hanley Conroy Law Firm here in beautiful Alton, Illinois. On behalf of John Simmons and all the employees here at Simmons Hanley Conroy, we want to congratulate Linda Reinstein, the experts that are speaking, award-winning photographer Earl Dotter, and all the Meso Warriors on the 18th Annual ADAO Asbestos Prevention and Awareness Conference. I'd also like to congratulate the individual honorees and organizations of this year's conference, including the AFL-CIO, the International Association of Firefighters, and the American Cancer Society Action Network. ADAO has also actively engaged lawmakers about the threat of asbestos and why we need a ban. And we've never been closer to that goal. This year, Congress reintroduced the Alan Reinstein Ban Asbestos Now Act in the House and the Senate. Together, we can make asbestos a thing of the past. And none of this could have happened without Linda Reinstein's outstanding leadership and the devotion of ADAO's passionate volunteers. This conference kicks off a series of events to raise awareness about asbestos and mesothelioma. I hope you keep this momentum going throughout September. Join us in person or virtual for our 15th annual Miles for Meso race here in Alton. 100% of all the proceeds will benefit ADAO. As the longest standing sponsor of ADAO, all of us here at Simmons Hanley Conroy are incredibly proud to continue our lasting partnership with ADAO. I hope you have a great conference and welcome to Washington, D.C.
Ellen Costa, board member with the Asbestos Disease Awareness Organization. I am honored to recognize in 2023 the Gorey Law Firm as our gold sponsor. The Gold Law Firm has shown commitment in supporting our work to protect public health with prevention and policy efforts. We are so grateful for this partnership and look forward to working together in the years to come. On behalf of the Asbestos Disease Awareness Organization, thank you.
Hi, I'm Sarah Salger, managing partner of the Gorey Law Firm. First, on behalf of the entire firm, I just want to extend our heartfelt appreciation to ADAO for putting on this meaningful and worthwhile conference for the 18th year in a row to spread awareness to the dangers of asbestos. Second, congratulations to all of the 2023 ADAO honorees. I wish I could be there in person to celebrate you and to thank you for your contributions, but congratulations and thank you for all you're doing. Your commitment helps inspire us all to move toward a safer future. At the Gorey Law Firm, we share in this mission of supporting those affected by asbestos and driving for positive change and awareness to the dangers of asbestos exposure. And that is why we are returning yet again this year as an ADAO Gold sponsor. I would like to express my gratitude to Linda Reinstein, her entire staff at ADAO, and all of you who are attending the conference today. Let's continue working together to provide education, advocacy, and community resources to all of those in need and work to ban asbestos once and for all. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kim Cicchini, and I'm on the board of directors for the Asbestos Disease Awareness Organization. On behalf of ADAO, I'd like to extend our sincere thanks and appreciation to Motley Rice for your gold sponsorship of this year's conference. Because of your generosity, we're able to do even more to help asbestos victims and their families worldwide to find justice, to share even more important prevention materials, to work together to fuel a global ban, and ultimately one day to find a cure. Thank you again for your support, and we look forward to working with you as we move forward together.
On behalf of Motley Rice, thank you, ADAO and Linda Reinstein, and all the members and advocates within the organization for recognizing us as a supporter for the great work that you've done, not only this year, not only last year, but for 18 years. You've put this great organization to work to educate, to advocate, and to allow the stories and the voices be heard from so many victims of asbestos-related diseases, not only the people who have mesothelioma themselves or who've survived mesothelioma, but the families who have been left behind to remember their fallen loved ones because of exposure to asbestos. As many of you know, Motley Rice was built on occupational disease and representing the health and safety of so many workers who succumb to mesothelioma and other asbestos-related diseases. Our legacy continues. My late partner, Ron Motley, who uncovered some of the early documents that hid the dangers of asbestos and unfortunately prevented so much knowledge to come about early on. But for that, we were grateful for the hard work that not only my firm, but so many other attorneys and so many advocates such as yourselves have done in order to expose an industry. Dr. Castleman, Dr. Frank, and Dr. Lemon have been great experts in our field and in this work to carry this forward with us. I'd also like to take a couple minutes just to recognize the honorees who actually got the awards during the symposium. Dr. Henry Anderson for his great work, and we've worked for years with him, for the American Cancer Society, their network that spreads the information as much as ADAO does too on how to prevent cancer and what to do with cancer. The IAFF, General President Kelly, it's been an honor and privilege to work with you of late, and you're very deserving of this award and unifying people in order to come forth and ban asbestos and ban other toxins and substances that hurt not only firefighters, but to the general public in there as well. And to the AFL-CIO and to Chris and to Martin for their advocacy as well. Congratulations again. Thank you for honoring us and our support for many more years to come. We're here for you. We're in this together, and we hope we all continue this fight. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kim Cicchini, and I'm on the board of directors for the Asbestos Disease Awareness Organization. On behalf of ADAO, I'd like to extend our thanks and appreciation to Early, Lucarelli, Sweeney, and Meisenkothen for your generosity as a silver sponsor of this year's conference. Thanks to your support, we're able to do even more to come together to help asbestos victims and their families find justice, to work together to fuel a global ban, to share important preventative educational materials, and ultimately one day to find a cure. Thank you again for your support, and we look forward to working even more closely together with you.
On behalf of everyone at Early, Lucarelli, Sweeney, and Meisenkothen, I want to congratulate the Asbestos Disease Awareness Organization on your 18th annual conference as you bring together a united community with hopes of treatment and cure, as well as a resolve to move forward together to support and advocate for asbestos victims everywhere. We are proud to be a silver sponsor at this year's conference, and we look forward to seeing all the great things that this community can accomplish together. With continued partnership and hard work, we aspire to a future without asbestos and asbestos-related disease. Thank you again for all the hard work that you do.